Hello students, I am back. Many students have a particular doubt in light, and that is refractive index. See, I will write that word first, refractive index, right? Now, what is this refractive index? It looks somewhat very abstract. I will tell you, watch this video fully. I am sure you will never ever get doubt on this topic. The ability to refract, the refracting ability. Now what is refraction? Refraction is bending of light when it travels from one medium to another medium. Let us say I am having air here and I am having water here. So I drop a perpendicular, okay, normal at the point of incidence, and the ray is incident at the point here. Now, according to rectilinear propagation of light, the light should go in a straight line, but it is going to bend because the optical density of air and water is different. Naturally, let's say density is different. Then when density is different, the speed of light also has to change. And you say this is called a rarer medium and this is called a denser medium. So when light comes from a rarer medium to denser medium, it will slow down. When it slows down, it will bend towards normal. It will bend towards normal. This is the angle of incidence and this is the angle of refraction. And the bending takes place like this. If I say this is P and this is Q and this is R, PQ is the incident ray and QR is the refracted ray. Now, it is, let us say if I take this to be 30 degree and this might be less than 30 degree. So, let us say it is around 18 degree, let us suppose. So, there is a change of angle. Now, this ability to bend is given in terms of refractive index. Now, what the refractive index is now, there are two definitions are there. According to the first definition, refractive index is equal to speed of light. Okay, speed of light. Speed of light in what? What is the first medium? Air. From the up medium, from where it is coming. The speed of light in air divided by speed of light in the speed of light in the medium. What is the medium we have taken here? We have taken water. If I take glass, that will be that of the glass. So anything I can take, any opaque object cannot be possible. Any transparent object I have to take. Opaque object is mirror where it is going to cause reflection, and you should take a transparent object. Like for example, I have with me a glass slab. Right, I got a glass slab which your teachers also will be doing in practical time. So what actually happens, I keep this glass slab like this, right, and I take a laser beam and I allow the laser beam to pass through, and when I see here, the laser beam will not go straight, it will bend. This you can see in some pictures of your notebook. Yes, you cannot see let the laser beam go, your eyes and all will get spoiled. You do not do such experiments. But in lab what we do? We fix two pins here, right? Pin 1 and pin 2. And then from this side we look at those two pins. And when we look at those two pins and we make the two pins as a straight line, a single pin, and we watch it and try to place another pin here. And we keep another pin again as a reference so that we get the perfect value. So pin 1 and pin 2 should be in line with pin 3 and pin 4. And then when I take this out and see inside, I will see that it will be somewhat like this, which I am going to draw it to you, right? And I will shoot a video practical of this also and post it for you, right? And if this is the glass slab, okay, and I take a point of incident here and I draw a incident ray. And I take two pins here, P1, and I take another pin here, P2. Fine, and I am taking a normal here. Let the angle of incidence be 30 degree. Then what I do? I do not draw this at all. I am going to now mark, okay? I am going to mark two more points here, right? See, I will mark and I will see. These two pins should look a single pin here. I may get one pin here, right, and this is pin 3, and I may get another pin here, this might be pin 4, let us say. So what I will do, I will join these two pins together, right? Now I join these two pins together, let us say. Yeah, I may do some mistake, yeah, I am doing absolutely mistake, yeah, it's okay, yeah. Just like that, because I am doing it, I may make a mistake, and really I have to take here, it should go in a straight line. Yes, it should go in a straight line. Let me extend it with the help of a scale. This is all geometry, okay, geometrical optics. So let me draw it more straight like this, right, fine. Now when I take two more pins, one pin might lie here, and another pin might lie here, and this is pin 3 and this is pin 4. Now why I was wrong? Because this point is here, it should be something away from here. Let me switch off the fans. Yes. So let me join these two lines together. Yes. Now I joined them together like this. Okay. I circle it, circle it, circle it, circle it. Okay. Now this is the point where the ray is coming out. We call it as emergent ray. Emergent ray. And this is the incident ray. Okay, now between these 2 points inside, okay, we will draw a normal and we join these 2 points together like this. Yes, now you see the ray is bent and this angle is angle of refraction. Maybe it can be 15 degree also, we don't know, we can measure it using a protractor. Dear students, this is refraction where bending of light is taken place. Since I am learnt this long time, I am teaching a long time, I have taken some precautions. I did some match fixing, right? And I did that match fixing to make that the incident ray and the emergent ray are parallel to each other. They just shift a little, right? And there's only a shifting is there. This is called actually lateral displacement. It's called lateral displacement. Okay, so don't worry about this. This is in 12th standard, but there's a parallel. It cannot go in some other way and all, you know. It should be like this. Now, speed of light in air by speed of light in medium. Sir, how will you find the speed of light in where is the glass slab? I kept it. Just a minute. Yeah. See, I cannot. How can I find it? You know, the first speed of light was determined by a scientist by name Romer. Romer's method. This is the first experiment. And second one was Michelson and Morley's experiment. Michelson and Morley's experiment, they also determined the speed of light. So many people have done, and speed of light can be determined by different methods, okay. So but that is not all in our syllabus. In higher level physics you will learn. Now what then how can you find refractive index? So we will not use this method. This is only theoretically. R is equal to refractive index can be written as n, or sometime mu is equal to velocity of light in air is or vacuum is taken as c, and velocity of light in a medium is taken as general velocity v, because nothing can travel with the speed of light except light. And you know that the speed of light is very high. that is 3 lakh kilometer per second. Remember very carefully the units I am using, 3 lakh kilometer per second. That is in 1 second it can revolve around the earth 4 times. Such a high speed it is traveling. So how are we going to calculate all these things? So it is one part of it, let it be. Okay. So velocity of light in air or vacuum divided by velocity of light in a medium. Now we come to experimental. We also can determine how. There was a wonderful scientist by name Snell. What this man did, he determined the velocity of light in the laboratory with a simple instrument. That instrument was nothing but a glass slab. In a glass slab, he took a glass slab like this and he took the angle of incidence. So angle of incidence I is equal to 30 degree, right? That we will keep it here. And he found what is the angle of refraction, which can be calculated with a protractor. Yes, you can calculate what is the value. Then he calculated the angle of R, let us say that is equal to some 15 degree, 18 degree, anything. So don't think 30, 15 and all, that should be a ratio. It will be something different, 18 degree. Now he found there is a relation between this angle I and angle R, and that relation is called Snell's law. And what the Snell's law says, sine of angle I to sine of angle R, the ratio is equal to refractive index. See what a classic way of determining. Just a simple way. Don't worry about finding it speed and all. It's such a difficult. Speed is distance upon time. These are all going to turn to be a very difficult task. So a simple way. Remember, physics is nature. Nature is never complex. And if you just observe, only you need to observe. When you observe properly, and the nature will give you all the answers. Any questions the nature can answer, but where the answer will come? The answer will come from your own mind. And from your own mind, you have to see things and then you will understand. So what Snell saw? Yes, there is a relation between angle of incident and angle of refraction. He made it 45 degree. Then he calculated maybe, let us say 22, 23 degree. Then he made it 60 degree. Maybe he would have got some 32 degree, 31 degree, let us suppose, right? And he found the ratio, sine of I upon sine of R. He found they all are constant. And that constant is nothing but refractive index. So this is nothing but sine of, sine of 30 degree divided by sine of 18 degree. You calculate it, it will come to be some 1.49, let us say. I am again saying, I have taught so many years, so I am just making up so many things to you, right? And reality also you can do and you will see this, right? And really it will come to be exactly 1.5. Why? Because the refractive index of glass is 1.5. So what is the refractive index? What is the purpose of this a value, constant value, refractive index? If I say glass refractive index is 1.5, what does it mean? It means it has the ability to bend by 1.5 times. That is the meaning, right? So this is what one has to understand. From rarer to denser, it will bend towards normal. And from denser to rarer, it will move away from the normal. Okay, so using this technique, we can find out the refractive index. Now, let me conclude this whole thing with the clear concept again. I will repeat one time because many of you will get this doubt. Again in 12th standard you will be studying this. So I feel that if you once understand the concept, you will be very clear about it and you will not have future any doubt on this refractive index. Refractive index is a constant and it can be expressed in two ways. One is in terms of velocity of light, n is equal to c by v, where it is the velocity of light or speed of light in vacuum to the speed of light in a medium. Or it can be also measured in terms of the angles of incidence and refraction, and where refractive index is equal to sin I upon sin R. Now, I say the refractive index of water is 1.33. So, that is its ability to bend, bending ability, right? And that is 1.33. Or you also can write it as 4/3. And you know, if you take diamond, the refractive index of diamond is very high, 2.4, and that is why it sparkles, sparkling of diamond. When you wear the diamond will sparkle like a star. That is because its refractive index is quite high. So, this is what you have to understand. Refractive index is the bending ability of a medium for the light. That is what the meaning of it. I would like to end this with a small experiment, and you see what it is, you can observe it. I got a beaker and I have taken water. I got a beaker which is very thin surface actually. I am not studying about that. I am taking a small stick, a wooden stick. I have taken a straight stick till here, you can see, right? From here it is bent, don't worry, I am holding it here. And I am going to immerse it here in this. When I immerse it in this, and if I watch it like this, right, it is broken. It is broken here somewhere. Actually, that is only, it looks to you as it is broken. But when I bring my eyes closer to the surface like this, and see little at this angle, when I see, it is bending. It is bending. Yeah, you can try this in a swimming pool. The stick is, see, when I remove it, stick is straight, but when I insert it, you find that the stick is bending. That is because the bending, because of light, when it travels from air to water, there is a bending. This you cannot see so much, you know, here you cannot see so much because it will only look broken, fine, but really you have to look it like this, from the surface when you watch it, where it is bending, from the surface it is bending. You can do this in a swimming pool. Take a big long stick and just to place it in the swimming pool, and you see from here beautifully it will look bent like this, right? It will look bent like this. This bending ability of the medium to the light, that is called refractive index. It can be defined in two ways, either velocity of light or angle of incidences or refractions. Okay, from that we can find out. I hope you understand. Still, if you have doubt, please contact me. Thank you so much.